The Women's Super League is back, and with that marks the return of Fantasy WSL. We've been tinkering away at our teams for a few weeks now, and in this video we share how we'll be lining up for Match Week 1. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. This is our Match Week 1 Fantasy WSL Team Selection. Alright, let's get into it. Today we're going to be talking about our Fantasy WSL teams, and remember, you can join our league with the code RE0JR2L, so make sure to join that and see if you can beat us. So, without further ado, Harry, who have you picked in goal? Your two goalkeepers.
My goalkeepers are Kiara Keating and Rachel Laws. I think, Keating, you have to go for one of the top goalkeepers, and realistically, obviously Van Domselaar is out for the start of the season at Arsenal, and Chelsea is a bit of an unknown with Hampton and Musovic, so I thought I'll go for Keating at Manchester City. It's not a nice game against Arsenal game week 1, but apart from that, it should be clean sheets all the way through. And Laws picks up a lot of points for saves, was my main thing, and in a Liverpool side who can be pretty solid defensively when they want to be, I think Laws could definitely pick up some points. There is a worry of rotation, but at the end of the day, she'll be playing back up to Keating.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that's fair. I never go big in goal, so 5.5 is not how much I'd be wanting to spend in goal. I think that Keating does get you quite consistent points, but that 1 million difference, if I have two goalkeepers who I think will be able to rotate in and out quite nicely, I think that works. So for my goalkeepers, I've got Spencer at 4.5 and D'Angelo at 4.0. So very cheap goalkeepers there, but D'Angelo at 4.0 makes so much sense to me. Because she's going to be starting for Aston Villa, and it's the cheapest you can get for a goalkeeper. So for me, that's a really smart pick. And then Rebecca Spencer at 4.5 will start for Tottenham this season, and I think Tottenham are a good team. I think she's a good goalkeeper. With the way that Tottenham and Aston Villa's goalkeepers or fixtures work out, it means I should have a nice game for each of the first 3 game weeks, and then I can reassess after that. But yeah, I'm quite happy with those goalkeepers. I never like to spend a lot of money. Are you happy with spending that money in goal?
Yeah, I've recouped that money in other areas, so I'm not too worried about that. One of the main area that I've spent so little money is in defence. I think, I'll start with Neve Charles, and that's not saving money, but I think Charles is a must-have.
Second most expensive in the game?
And I think there's a reason for that.
The most expensive.
Yeah, is definitely worth the 8.5 million. Charles will pick up a lot of clean sheets, a lot of attacking returns. It's a no-brainer. Other big spenders have gone for I've gone Myla Tissier out of the United defence. I've also gone for her teammate Sandberg, because a starting left-back at 4 million seems like a no-brainer. So on a similar thought, I've gone for Nilden as well at Tottenham for 4 million. Starting left-back, 4 million. It's an easy decision that. It's going to be it might not be too many points, but it's about saving that money, and she's still a decent defender. And then to finish off, I have got Emily Fox, because she's a good defender. Yeah,
a very good pick. I've got the same with Neve Charles at 8.5. I think if you're going to go for a big defender, you've got to go Charles.
Yeah.
I think Alexandra will be used more as centre-half this season. I don't think Lucy Bronze is worth the investment of 8 million. I think that if you're going to go bronze, 5.5 mil somewhere else in your team and go and get Neve Charles. I've got Bonner then for Liverpool, 6.0. It's a lot, but Liverpool had such a solid defence last year, and I think they'll probably have a similar thing again. I didn't want to have Laws in goal. I'm happy with Bonner in my backline. Then I've got Sandberg, again, 4.0, with George out injured, with Hannah Blundell out injured. That's a no-brainer. I've gone Bergsvand of Brighton. Now, I'm not 100% sure she's going to be a huge point scorer for me, but at 4.0, should start, I think. I'm hoping. If not, I'll transfer out.
Yeah.
So it's not a huge issue. At 4.0, she's going to be on my bench anyway for game week 1 and probably every game week, but she is a reliable option to come in if Sandberg isn't starting, for example.
Yeah.
And then I've also got Emily Fox. I think at 5.0, it's a really nice fee. I think she's a really decent player, and she should rack up some good points on the game this year. So, yeah, both gone for very similarly priced defences then. How are you shaping up in midfield?
In midfield, well, I think in midfield, what I've spent big, and that's where most of my money's gone. But I've also gone for those, kind of less not well known players, but the less picked players. Obviously, with the new visionary point system coming in, you can get rewarded if you pick someone that is got like a less than 2% pick rate, and they do something good in the game.
Yeah.
So that being said, first 2 picks in midfield were Lexi Potter at Crystal Palace. I don't think she's going to be in my team every week, but she's a decent option for quite a cheap price for a midfielder. She's going to play every single minute if she's fit.
How much is Potter?
6.5. So it's quite a lot, but I think she can have a really good season. Similarly, 6.5 Kenza Darley. I think Aston Villa could be on a real resurgence this season under new management. They shouldn't be as low in the table as they were last year. If they are going to be on the rise, if they are going to finish higher in the league, Darley's probably the one picking up all the goal contributions. I've also gone for Matilda Vinberg. She's my really cheap option in midfield, but I think is a brilliant choice. Vinberg. I think there's a slight worry that she won't play all the time, but 5 million, I'm expecting a big season as well for Vinberg. If you did see our Tottenham preview, I'm expecting a lot from Matilda Vinberg this season, and if she can deliver, I'm going to pick up some points. And then my Chelsea duet that cost between them 18.5 million. It's 9 million for Canaride and 9.5 for Nusken. Nusken,
Big outlay.
Nusken scores goals. We know this. Nusken scores.
Very true.
Simple as that. And I think if she can bring home the attacking returns that she did last season, then she's going to pick up a lot of points for my team. And then Canaride has looked so good in pre-season. Not the most reliable player when it comes to those goals, but I think in attacking returns overall, and if she can take this pre-season form into the domestic campaign, I think Canaride could really deliver some heavy points. So I've saved a bit in midfield. I've spent big as well. It's a healthy balance. I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, fair enough. I had Vinberg earmarked for ages. The thing that has pushed me off is I doubt she'll have a whole load of minutes. I think Jessica Naz will have a lot on that left wing, so a lot of competition there. But it's not a bad pick, and at 5.0, you can't really complain. Yeah. Really cheap for a midfielder. In midfield, I have gone for a Tottenham midfielder. I've gone Hayley Raso.
Oh,
I think that at 7.5, she could be a really exciting player, and I think that with Crystal Palace in match week 1, I definitely want to target that. I'm not massively happy with Tottenham fixtures after that, and so I may be looking to sell her on quite quickly. But if I can profit off Crystal Palace, which I think is a really nice game at home as well, I think that's a no-brainer there. Then I've got Vicky Losada, which again, I seem to have this Brighton thing. I wanted to have a Brighton midfielder. Annoyingly, Bruno Villamaya and Frank Kirby both register as forwards, which is annoying because I kind of wanted to have Kiko Seke and then one of Villamaya or Kirby, and that would have worked out if they were budgeted how I expected them to be. I was still tempted to go Kiko Seke, but we'll get to forwards in a moment. But I've gone Vicky Losada. I think she's a really exciting midfielder, someone with a lot of experience there, someone who can provide those contributions, and if not, it's 5.5 million. Yeah, it's not a huge outlay for someone in the squad player. Then I've got Hobinger, which is a lot of money, but because obviously she's 9.0, but I think she'll provide the goals. Yeah, last season she was the top scorer midfielder, I believe, on the game. So I'm convinced, and I've also been convinced by the pre-season form of Canaride. Villa up first at home. I'm confident Chelsea will win that game, and I've been really impressed with Canaride. And then I've got Missy Bo-Kearns, 5.5 million. For me, that feels like a really good price to pay for a player who I think is top quality. I think someone who can really notch up a few goal contributions this season. So yeah, I'm excited with Missy Bo-Kearns. 5.5 million, absolute no-brainer. She will definitely be on bench because they played Chelsea in match week 1. But after that, I think she's got some games I can really attack.
Yeah, you definitely seem to have budgeted. So I'm expecting some big things from the forward line, but I think that is sometimes the way to do it. Maybe you've got to spend big in the big areas. In my forward line, I haven't got the most flashy front three, I'll be honest, but I think it should provide a lot of points, and it means that I can spend big elsewhere in the team. So front three, I'll start off with the lowest priced player, 6.5 for Fran Kirby. Maybe this is just because I love Fran Kirby, but again, if she's probably going to play every minute for Brighton. And if she can, we know how good she is, and she should get on the score. As you say, it's annoying that she's down as a forward and not midfielder, but I still think she's a very good pick. Keeps, very, very low, quite a low price for such a good player, and hopefully she can deliver.
It is strange, the distribution of players in midfield and attack, because obviously traditional fantasy football, you have your wingers as midfielders because it's going back to the days of 4-4-2, and that's how it works traditionally. But on Fantasy WSL, there are a lot of wide players who are attackers, but there's also some that are midfielders.
Yeah.
Like Hayley Raso is a midfielder and Canary, but then Lauren James, for example, is an attacker, so it's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, definitely. And then speaking of wingers, my next player at 8 million is Jutta Rantala. Now, I was very, very impressed with Rantala last season for Leicester. Scored 85 points, which isn't too bad. I think 8 million maybe is a little pricey, saying it. She did only score 85. If you think about it that way, it's 85 points to 8 million. Maybe that doesn't seem so good. I do also have some reservations because as good as Rantala is, Leicester aren't very good. So the chance that she's going to be able to play well and put points on the board in every game is risky, but I think she's such a good player that I want her in there, and if she can deliver some decent points, I'll be very happy.
Yeah.
Then to finish my team, and this is a bit of a gamble, this is also where I'm spending big, Turland. I've gone for Elizabeth Turland at Manchester United. I think it is a gamble because we don't know if she'll hit the ground running. We don't know if she's going to play exceptionally well, but the form she had last season was phenomenal. She scored 101 points. She's valued at 10.5 million. I think it's a decent price for a very, very good striker. If United can give her chances, she can score goals, then I think she can deliver a lot of points. But overall, I'm pretty happy with my selection. I've kind of budgeted so that I could spend big in every single department of the pitch, and hopefully it'll pay off. The main thing about Fantasy WSL is hope your big hitters deliver, and then those picks that aren't those lesser rated players that the smaller picks can deliver points as well.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll look at how you're lining up then for match week 1 in a moment. For my attackers then, I like the shout of Jutta Rantala. I'm very excited by Leicester this season. However, Liverpool match week 1, Arsenal match week 2. For me, they're not game weeks to attack. I think what I'm going to do is because I've got Elizabeth Turland, 10.5 million. Great pick, I think, because West Ham up first for them. They should win that. And then they've got Everton, so I think.
Yeah.
So I think then I might go Turland to Rantala in game week 3 because United then play Chelsea and Tottenham, and instead I can go for Leicester's games of Crystal Palace and Aston Villa. So
that's quite nice.
I think that might be a transfer I'm already sort of planning ahead. Obviously, you can't get too far ahead of yourself because injuries and other things come into play, but I think I can easily... that'll be the week I'll be looking to make that change. I may also look at Naomi Mouchon, a striker I'm really excited about, so I might look at her. But my other forwards then, I've got Lauren James, 12.0. I can't not go Lauren James. Can't not go Lauren James. As much as I think Khadija Shaw is probably a better player on Fantasy WSL, Arsenal match week 1, I don't want that. I don't think she's going to score.
Fair enough.
I think she's going to score. So I might look at getting her match week 2, and if she scores a hat-trick against Arsenal, I'll be really frustrated. But I just don't see her scoring against Arsenal. So in that regard, I've not considered her for match week 1. Maybe I'll look at it. You also didn't go Khadija Shaw?
No, I didn't go Shaw.
Not interested? You bet a lot in your midfield, to be fair.
I did. I think, I guess if you look at it, the difference is probably Nusken. I could have taken out Nusken, put in a cheaper midfielder, and then bought Shaw up front. But I don't know. I didn't really think about. I did think about Shaw. Of course, I thought about Khadija Shaw. But I don't know. I felt like the money was better spent elsewhere. I haven't got a big forward, but I think I'd rather spread my money across the 3 areas. However, Lauren James and Khadija Shaw are very good, and I'm sure a lot of you watching or already in our league, you've probably got either one of them. If you've got both of them, don't know how you've done that. You've been very cheap on areas.
I think I've left myself a lot of manoeuvrability here. I'll say my third forward. I've gone Bruno Villamaya. In on loan from Barcelona. I had Kiko Seike in there, but I managed to free up a little bit of money because I did have Riviere, but now that Sandberg's an option and they don't have another left back with Blundell, obviously pregnant, I went for Sandberg. That saved me 0.5 million, and so I went for Villamaya. But I could be, with Michelle Aguiman, I now worry about the minutes. For Kiko Seike. So I think in that regard, I'm going to go for Bruno Villamaya. 5.0 million.
Yeah.
Sorry, really happy with that. But yeah, I've left myself a bit of manoeuvrability here because if it does show that I definitely need to get Khadija Shaw, there are players I can get 2 million from. I could go Hobinger or Canarid to a 7.0 middle midfielder and then go like Turland to Shaw.
Yeah.
Or if Lauren James is performing, I can go James to Shaw. So I've got manoeuvrability in there. I'm really happy with how my team looks. There's not too many players from one club. The only club I have more than 2 players from is Chelsea and Brighton.
Yeah, no.
So I'm quite happy with how my squad looks at the moment. I've only got one Arsenal player, which again may look controversial, but they play Manchester City in Gameweek 1.
Yeah.
Just not interested in that.
I'm the opposite. I've got 3 Chelsea and 3 United and 2 Tottenham. So I'm
No City or Arsenal though.
I've got one City and Keating and Fox. But yeah, so my starting team for the first game week, 4-3-3. I've put Rachel Laws in goal. Makes sense. They're playing Leicester at home. Keating's got Arsenal away. That's a no-brainer. I'm not risking Keating against Arsenal. There's a high chance they concede in that game. Laws should keep a clean sheet. A back 4 then, I've got the Manchester United duo of Letitia and Sandberg. They're playing West Ham. It is really hoping they hold on to a clean sheet, because if they don't, that's 2 players taken out the point scoring. So hopefully they can hold a clean sheet, but they should. They're playing West Ham. They're at home, but you never know. Man United. I've then got Nilden against Crystal Palace. Again, Crystal Palace at home for Tottenham. Should be a clean sheet, and hopefully some attacking returns as well for Nilden. And then to finish off, obviously, I've got Charles. I'm not, Chelsea, they've got Villa at home. It's a lovely fixture, and I'm not, if you spend 8.5 million on a defender, you have to play almost every game. Into midfield 3 then, very similar. I've got Vimberg at Palace. Hopefully she starts. I'm really hoping she starts, because if she doesn't, I'm in trouble. But if she does start, she should bring home some goals or assists. And then I've got the Chelsea duo of Nuskin and Canarid. Again, against Aston Villa, hopefully some goals. I've also got the captain's armband on Canarid. I'm really bargaining that she can take her pre-season form into the WSL, and obviously going to double whatever she scores. And then a front 3, sorry, just remembering because it's chopped the fixtures off the bottom. I've got Rantala against Liverpool, which is counterproductive because obviously I've got Laws in goal, but it does mean if Laws doesn't keep a clean sheet, Rantala should score. If Rantala doesn't score, Laws should keep a clean sheet.
It's going to be awkward when
it will be frustrating if someone sticks it in their own goal or another.
Sean scores against Laws.
That would
Rantala
be frustrating.
Gets sent off.
That would be shocking.
Terrible day in the office.
I'd also be very unlucky. And then I've got Fran Kirby against
Everton.
Against Everton. Should be goals. Come on, Fran, deliver for me, please. And then I've got Elizabeth Turland against West Ham, again on her Man United debut, hoping she can deliver. She is my vice captain, and hopefully she can deliver some points and start the season strong.
Yeah, fair enough. Are we starting with a 3-4-3? In goal, Rebecca Spencer against Crystal Palace. For me, that should be a clean sheet. Yep. I never fully trust Tottenham, and I was considering going Fallon Joyce because she's 4.0 million, 4.0. Yeah. But I don't trust her either. So it was a tough call there.
Yeah.
My backline, obviously, Niamh Charles. She'll start every game, provided she's fit. Then I've got Bonner as well against Leicester and Sandberg against West Ham. Another reason not to go Fallon Joyce. I've got Sandberg. I don't want to double up in my defence because I'm not maniacal like you. But Bonner, part of a really good defence last season, and Charles should give me those attacking returns. I'd like to have only 3 defenders starting each week. It allows me to have a really stacked attacking third, so I'm quite happy with how that looks. Then in midfield, Hayley Rass against Crystal Palace, Lasada against Everton, Hobinger against Leicester, and Canarid against Aston Villa. Really happy with all those. I've got Canarid on vice captaincy. That might move. I'm in an arm with that.
Okay.
Because my front line, Turn against West Ham, James against Villa, Via Meyer against Everton. At the moment, I have my captaincy on Lauren James.
Okay, yeah.
It's annoying because if I'd seen Turn playing for Manchester United in other games, I'd back her here because I really don't rate West Ham. But I've not seen her play yet. And I don't know how good Manchester United are going to be. If they're not, trouncing teams 4-5-0, Turnham's probably going to get 1, maybe 2 goals. Yeah. So I want her because I still think she's going to score goals this season. But for me, Aston Villa at home. Chelsea look like they want to roll to every team team in the league over. So I think it's a no-brainer. Lauren James with the captain's armband at the moment, but that might change. I guess we'll see. I'm also considering Raso.
Yeah.
Not outside the possibilities, but yes, that is how our current teams look. Now, of course, we may accidentally tinker with these in between now and the start of the season. So, yeah, we will probably talk about that on Friday's stream. So do join us there. We'll be live for the first WSL game of the season, Chelsea versus Aston Villa. Very exciting times. Harry WSL is back. If you have enjoyed today's video, then make sure to go and check out our last one. That'll be on screen now, where we spoke about the big new WSL announcement. So go and find out what that is there. Go and give it a click. But that is everything from us today. So thank you guys very, very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.